Live from the local station, this is a Weather Authority alert.
We interrupted the program because we have a tornado warning down in St. Johns County. A spotter spotted a funnel cloud, and so this is moving very quickly. But if you're in that Ponte Vedra to Palm Valley area in this pink box right here, this particular area of the storms is apparently producing a funnel cloud, or has in the past. These are going to be very fast-moving storms, so let's go ahead and track the middle of it because it's already raining all the way out to the edge of these. But what you can see is that areas that would need to be affected need to be concerned about that would be the Ponte Vedra area. The rain is just getting out of Palm Valley. This is the area that we're concerned with right here. So let's go down to street level so you can see exactly what we're talking about. We do have a little bit of lightning on the leading edge of it. It looks like the nastiest of the particular storm is right here at this point. So this is A1A right here, and this is Solana Road that curves around. And so in between Solana Road and A1A at this point is where we're seeing the heaviest of the storm. And so this is an area that has a lot of shopping areas. There's a lot of neighborhoods right back here as well. The radar did just update and remove that area of intense storms that we were watching in between Solana Road and A1A there. And so now as we back out where the next update would come in between A1A and the beaches, that would be the next area of concern in terms of that stronger weather. However, the radar did just update and put most of that offshore. We talked about how fast moving that was, and that was that jump that you just saw on the radar. We were watching those more magenta areas, which indicate the most intense area of the thunderstorm, and it was in between Solana Road and A1A. Now it's offshore, so hopefully most of the danger has moved offshore as well. The radar is showing more moderate rainfall pockets instead of that heavier red at this point for that particular area. But we'll be watching the damage reports from this. We'll also be watching your photos on storm pins that you can share with us, especially if you're in this neighborhood, because we're wanting to see. They did get a spotter report at the National Weather Service of a funnel cloud just north of Palm Valley. And so that was moving at about 45 miles per hour. So, you know, this isn't a big area. That would be offshore in a very short amount of time. We are still looking at a tornado warning right now for this particular area. That's what this pink box is. The yellow box is the severe thunderstorm warning that was issued just a few moments ago. And so this is what we were concerned with today's weather pattern. We talked about, starting yesterday, we were talking about how disruptive today's weather could be, and there was that slight possibility for severe. And when these storms start to sweep offshore like this one is, they encounter some different winds than they've seen over the land and a little less friction. And a lot of times that causes just a little bit of rotation, just a little bit of spin-off. That's why it's so much easier to see funnel clouds, water spouts than actual funnel clouds and tornadoes, because over the ocean there's a lot less friction and the winds are a little bit more variable. And so right now the radar has updated, putting the more intense areas of rain offshore. Of course, this is a concern for boaters in the marine areas as well, as it continues to move off at 25 miles per hour to the northeast very fast. We watch these types of storms for areas of indication that may be a little bit more intense. We look for balls of lightning, and the only lightning we're seeing basically out there right now, 21 strikes, a little bit over the ocean there. We have a couple of strikes. These are older. When we first started watching this particular area of rotation, we had these lightning strikes. It looks like we've got basically footprints of this storm as it pushes off very fast to the northeast with the lightning there, as well as this more magenta color, which indicates the heaviest and most intense areas of rain. Let's go ahead and zoom out so you can see exactly what we're talking about area-wide. We have that severe thunderstorm warning. It should be about to expire since most of that is offshore. I expect this tornado warning will expire soon since the heaviest of that storm is offshore as well. That is not the only storm out there. It is the only one that's severe at this time. We've seen some nasty, disruptive weather throughout our area, and it looks like it's pushing offshore very quickly. In fact, Jacksonville is actually getting a break from it right now, and so this is a little bit faster than anticipated in terms of that rain sweeping through. But as those showers sweep towards the coastline, we will have to watch out for areas like this. And so we did get that spotter report of the funnel cloud to the National Weather Service. That's why they issued the tornado warning. And as we were zooming in and checking this storm out, the heaviest of the rain and the most intense area of thunderstorms just a few moments ago was in between Solana Road and A1A there, and then very quickly it jumped offshore when the radar updated. And so you can see where that trail of lightning strikes is as well. So we'll be checking the damage reports. I'll go check them right now. As a matter of fact, let me just walk over here and see what we've got. We got that report of the funnel cloud in the South Sawgrass area, but no damage reports yet. And so that was 3 miles northeast of Durban, if you're familiar with that area. That's what that refers to. And so we are continuing to monitor this. We'll be looking for storm pins for your pictures, not only if you live in this area, but any to live, and we love to show the reports, your rainfall gauges, any damage that you see out there, just whatever's going on in your neighborhood. We like to get a better feel for that and share it with our viewers. So you can download our app, Storm Pins, in the App Store. Just search WJXT. But right now, it looks like the heaviest and the worst of this storm in that area of concern is moving offshore. And, John Gahn is on the phone right now, and he might have a lot of insight because he is, I would assume, closer to this area than we are. John?
Yes, Rebecca, I'm out here near Palm Valley. Look, storm rolled in about 40 minutes ago. We start off fairly late. The golfers were called off the golf courses. I could hear the horns go off in the distance. And then we had a little gust of wind up to around 20 miles an hour. But ever since then, it's been a very heavy, cold rain and a little wind here up to around 20 miles an hour. So it's interesting to note that on occasion you can get these severe thunderstorm warnings. And although we do try to isolate it down to literally down to the neighborhood, sometimes one neighborhood could be right next to the core of a very intense thunderstorm, and that's where I was. I was next to whatever the worst of this storm was because we had heavy rains, about an inch of rain here in the Palm Valley area in about a 30-minute period of time. Visibility was way down there at the worst of the storm, but like you were just mentioning moments ago that the storm had now moved off into the coastal waters and offshore. We still have some moderate rain going on, and it's no fun to be out there on the roads. I've seen some of my neighbors drive by here and definitely looking over and wondering what I'm doing. But I'm looking outside right now, watching the rain come down from my garage. Street lights are on, which is unusual because it's so early, but it's an indication how dark it is from the heavy downpours and the threatening skies that we've seen here develop. But no severe weather, at least not in the northern parts of Palm Valley. But again, severe thunderstorm warning until the storm's completely off the coast and fades away. And I was looking at radar there a few months ago, Rebecca, and you were noting that the heavier storms are again developing more south of Jacksonville, where downtown, north of town, starting to get a little bit better. But you can maybe hear, here comes another little downpour. I'll put the phone out here a little bit. As we're getting a good downpour once again, a gust of wind to about 25 miles an hour. The winds are coming out of the southwest, and there's a cool breeze in the wake of these pretty good rains. It was a hot afternoon, felt like summer in some ways. But now with these storms cutting through the area, it certainly has made a difference in knocking down the temperatures. And I don't know if you can hear the rain now, Rebecca, but it's down. Second round here of some pretty good downpours, but nothing more than just the heavy rain. Don't see any indications of hail or gusty, severe winds at this point. So, Rebecca, I'm sending it back to you. But again, Palm Valley's seen some big downpours right now. And of course, storm pins are always great to have and get some pictures. I'll send some in and post them on storm pins here in the next 15 minutes.
We'd love that. And if you do get a chance to drive around, when we first looked at the storm, the most intense area was in between Solana Road and A1A. And so I'm not sure if you might be able to see any damage in those areas because that looks like it could have been, the spotter said that the funnel cloud was 3 miles to the northeast of Durban. And so we have that information and we'd love to see your pictures on Storm Pins. Thanks, John. And so right now what we're looking at is the area that we were concerned with initially, basically Ponte Vedra down to Palm Valley. We had a severe thunderstorm warning for that area, and then just a few moments later, we had a storm spotter that reported a funnel cloud near Sawgrass. And so then we immediately cut in and let you know we had a tornado warning going on. And when we first tuned in and started watching this particular storm, the worst of the storm, it was a magenta ball basically, was in between Solana Road and A1A. Now it's pushed offshore, so all of those warnings have been canceled. It's still a very disruptive afternoon out there. We have another round or two of rain pushing through, just like John Gahn said, but that's mainly for the south of I-10. If you're to the north of I-10, things are looking a whole lot better. We still have a rainy night to the south of I-10 especially. We will keep you updated on today's Weather Authority Alert Day, and our full show starts at 5 o'clock.
3:30.